This isn't baggage. It's contagious. I know exactly what I see. This isn't your issues or problems you carry from one place to another. You're sick and you're spreading what's happened to you, what's been said to you. You're carrying this and dragging it everywhere you go. You're patient zero. This isn't about baggage anymore. That's what I want to talk about on this episode. We use baggage a lot. And I think we like that word because at some point you just drop it, right? You can leave your baggage at the airport, right? There's a possibility of starting your life anew. But I want to unpack that today because your baggage has your belongings in it. There's not too many times that people drop everything that they've worked hard for to start a new life, not without the other end, right? The expected end to have already come to fruition to a certain degree, right? What do I mean by that? A lot of people aren't going to drop whatever they have worked hard for, their car, their house, for a promise. Some of that has been delivered, right? So you win a lottery, yeah, I leave all this behind because there's not a worry about the responsibility anymore, right? If the government were to come get you, you just swipe the card. Why? Because you just won the lottery. But how often do people win the lottery? Number one. And then number two, do you know somebody that has won the lottery and it panned out exactly the way we dream it would? So it's not about baggage because when you go on a trip, you're bringing things that you want. You're bringing things that you like. You're bringing your outfits. You're bringing your jewelry. You're bringing you. So this talk about baggage is really you, this version of you. So it's not about baggage. I don't like that phrasing anymore because I know what I see. And what I'm seeing is a lot of sick people trying to heal in the exact place that they got sick. And if they don't heal, they take their sickness to a new place, and not every new place has what you need to heal. They just don't. Some are able to pool resources for your healing. But if you're sick, depending on how bad you are, can you tell the difference? Right? You're going to mishandle the hospital for the first time you've ever been there. You're going to mishandle the good woman, the good man, the father, the mother, the sister, the brother. You're going to mishandle them. You're going to mistreat them. Why? You've brought you. And that sounds harsh, but I just went through that. As much as I spent time alone from my previous relationship, I still brought me. And me isn't perfect. And me isn't 100% healed with no problems, with no issues, with no trauma, right? I brought me. Is this person qualified to deal with me? Not just the good, but the bad and the ugly. I want everybody to always remember you are outnumbered. The bad and the ugly outweigh the good. So there's got to be a lot of good in you, right? We're going back to the beginning. There's got to be that lottery money in the account for you to say, you know what, I'm leaving. And not a lot of people are experiencing that. But here's the harder part. When they don't know how to treat it. That's why I ask, how many people do you know have won the lottery? But then the ones that you do know, has it went according to the dreams, right? Right? Did they live the high life for 6 months to a year and then they back in the same neighborhood with you? Why? They don't know stewardship. They don't know money management. They don't know financial literacy. Here's the other part. They're hard-headed. They don't want to listen. They got the money now. It's not going to run out. They're going to be able to catch themselves. We do this with everything, not just relationships. We do this with every single thing. Tomorrow is promised. I'll try again later. My girlfriend just got on me about procrastination because I like everything to be lined up perfect before I step forward. That's a part of my sickness because I come from a house that has everything in order before you step out of the door, right? I come from a group of people that's so obsessed about order that they overplan and never execute. Do you have somebody in your life that can just see what you're going through and say, oh, that's not no big deal? Why am I saying it like that? Because if you have a certain disease, some hospitals have to ship you out. We're going to transfer you because we're not qualified to deal with that. And what I'm seeing is a lot of people taking on what they may not be qualified for. And we're talking about people's lives here. If there's nothing else around, cool. Do your best. But there are so many layers to this analogy that I'm bringing to you. I just wanted to start with the baggage part. The baggage is you, right? I literally want you to imagine when you pack your bags to go to the airport, that whole process. You're excited about leaving. You're packing your clothes. You want to make sure the outfit's on fleek, right? Whatever y'all say nowadays. You make sure you get the shoes. Some of us go shopping. Pause. Here we go. Some of us go get more of the things that we currently like to bring them to the new place. So a lot of us has done that too, right? We're single, so I'm going to go out and do whatever I want to do, lay with whoever I want to lay with, start all these mini relationships, and then bring those to the new place, right? Some of us are bringing our old habits. Some of us are bringing our old tendencies. And it sounds like detrimental, right? You're like, man, Ken, when does it get better? When you accept it. When both of you accept it. The patient has to be willing to go to the hospital. What does that mean? I know I'm not okay and I need someone else's help. So we got to get rid of the hyper independence where we act like we don't need someone, because a lot of times when you go into someone, or a lot of times we're hoarders of our trauma. We are hoarders of our past. We are hoarders of our bad habits and our bad tendencies because they make us who we are. We've grown comfortable with who we are. We know how to handle who we are, right? It's the withdrawals. I want you to understand that there's a real sickness with alcoholism, as an example, where if you don't have alcohol, you are going to have a withdrawal from alcohol. Your body now knows how to function with alcohol. And the side effects are deadly. But to be able to function day to day, now there's withdrawals, right? Drugs have that effect too. And the process of getting clean and getting healed is not a fun one. Healing has such a beautiful connotation. It sounds amazing. We love the word healing. We love the word healing journey. You know what I'm saying? Because it gives us hope. But I want you to think of yourself as the addict trying to get clean. I want you to look up a video about what it's like to go through a withdrawals. I want you to understand that you are shedding your old skin to become a new one, right? When we hear these testimonies and different stories about people that used to have these struggles, there isn't often a time that depicts how graphic those nights were when they had to push through being clean, the environment they had to be in. They had to be in an environment where their weakness was not even present. So that when they wanted to have a withdrawal, or well, I'm sorry, when they wanted to have a drink, when they wanted to have the drugs, when they wanted to satiate that itch, it was not present. Some people have to be put in straitjackets because they would harm themselves. I'm just telling you the real healing journey, because that's what's really happening. You're shedding your old skin to become somebody new. You're not just leaving your baggage at the door and walking in and everything being perfect. You leaving baggage is you leaving you, because I want something new. So the person that I am currently will not match up for something new, somebody new. But if I believe that this new place is exactly what I need to push my life forward, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I do want to leave my old self. I do want to put down the bottle. I do want to put down the drugs. I do want to put down my old habits. I do want to stop procrastinating. I do want to stop self-sabotaging. I do want to stop overthinking. I do want to feel safe. I do want to feel secure. And these are choices. Your mind is capable not just of making choices, but creating a delusion, creating fear, creating anxiety about this new place. I want you to understand that people have gone through some type of trauma where they'll never feel safe, and they can be in the safest environment. There could be armed guards. There could be the ADT system max, right? They can have key numbers to every door and be in a gated community with helicopters flying around, and they're still going to have the paranoia of the past. Why? Because at some point, it's on you to get control of what's going in that brain of yours. So that baggage is you. You're leaving you. Can you leave you? Do you want to leave you? Are you still happy being who you are? I'm speaking towards identity in this episode. Are you happy leaving you? Because maybe you're not sick of yourself to leave you yet. Maybe it is easier to go back to doing whatever it is you want to do. Maybe it is easier to pick up the bottle, right? Because everything easy somehow is magnificent, right? Or something worth working hard for. There ain't a thing on this planet that's going to reward you without some hard work. And if you're getting reward easily, think about what you're giving up. You're giving up your sanity. You're giving up your body. You're giving up your emotions. You're selling yourself. So it's not about baggage. We got to stop talking about baggage and start talking about sickness and disease and infection and contagious. If you're going to bleed on the next person. You have a problem. You're going to bleed on the next person. And I want you to understand that this is part of the healing process. In the human body, you fall and have a minor fracture. Sometimes it needs to be fully broken in order to be set back in place correctly, so the bones can heal correctly, so that whether it's your arm or your leg or whatever, functions normally. That's not no, you know what I'm saying? That don't sound good. What do you mean you have to break more of me for me to be better later? That is healing. Healing comes after sickness, after infection. And here's the part that is more hopeful, sounds better, right? Because I hit y'all a little bit harder. There ain't too many things available to the public that can't be cured. There's always a chance for you. There's always a chance for you to be healed. It just takes a lot of work. And you got to want this. You got to want this better than you want your old life. You have to want this person or this place or this thing more than you want to be with your boys, more than you want to be with your girls, more than you want to go sleep around, drink, whatever it may be. You got to want your new self more than you love your old self. Because a lot of us are sick, but we got enough painkillers in there to make that go away, right? A lot of us are sick. We know exactly how to mitigate that. Yeah, just give me a little soup and some toast. I'll be all right. right? Just let me get this little old school remedy. I'll be all right. We're not willing to change the diet. We're not willing to get rest. We're not willing to allow people to help us. We're not willing to allow people to help us. We're not willing to allow people to help us. You know how many people in this planet refuse to go to the hospital, refuse to hear from a professional, somebody that spent more time on your body than you? Yes, you know how you feel, but you have conditioned yourself to know how you feel. You've conditioned yourself to know how you feel. I've watched people in the hospital be able to tolerate an absurd amount of pain where the doctors are shocked because they're saying a 6, and this is definitely a 10 out of a 10. That's not a good thing. Let me put that out there. You being able to tolerate, go through pain, and have fortitude is not always a good thing, because your new place doesn't require that level of tolerance. If anything, it requires a new boundary to where you're preventative of pain, not allow yourself to keep pushing through everything. You know, there are so many people, because I'm a PK, right, that truly believe that you're supposed to be poor because you're a believer in Christ. You're not supposed to be poor. You just don't want to do no hard work. You skip over the scriptures that have to do with stewardship and long suffering and patience. You skip over the ones that make you feel uncomfortable about remaining in your place, remaining in that same house, remaining in that same car, right? Remaining on the benefits, remaining on the supplements, and not using what your God-given talent or ability is. There's a lot of people that have now changed what's in the Bible to suit their lives. They've changed a lot of their habits and tendencies to suit their lives. So this isn't baggage no more. This sounds like a disease, right? You got, at some point, the person gets used to dialysis. It's draining. But this is a part of their every day now, every other day. They get used to the treatments of going to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? They get used to it. They get comfortable with it. And when it's time to have that hard conversation about there's still a chance for you to pull yourself out of this, all you have to do is eat better. All you have to do is exercise. All you have to do is get adequate rest. Stop drinking, stop smoking, right? Stop going out to these places. Stop hanging out with these gangs. Stop committing criminal activities. I'm naming everything that could be a sickness, right? Stop prostituting yourself out. Stop doing all these things that are making the sickness remain. What's easier? To do what you've been doing. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. And I want y'all to understand that you become an old dog at like 18, 16 nowadays. If people by 16 have lived a whole life, they didn't travel, they didn't got drunk, been in clubs, they didn't been adults way before they could be an adult. These teens, these kids out here have been shooting people and killing people and taking drugs since they was a little kid. You still remember this little boy, this little girl that hurt you when you was 5, right? You still remember the moments with your mother and your father and your family that shaped this monster I'm talking to. Sorry, this patient. Because you're both. It's an and statement. But it doesn't mean that you can't be healed. It doesn't mean that you have no future. It doesn't mean that you can't be stable, that you can't be a better version of yourself. You are what you are currently today, yes. Yes. But what are you going to do to put one foot in front of the other? What are you going to do to put one more thing on your list to do for you and your growth? How can you get 1% better every day? Are you going to challenge your own thoughts? Are you going to reprogram your own mind? Are you going to heal your own heart? Because a lot of doctors can tell you what to do, but are you going to do it? And there's people that literally put themselves back in a dangerous or infectious position so they can go back to the hospital. Maybe y'all never heard of that before, but that is a real thing, that people get sick just so somebody can take care of them. People get sick so that someone can take care of them, so that someone can speak friendly to them, so someone could see about them, so that someone can look them in the eye and tell them everything's going to be okay. That's real too. And sometimes the hospital denies service because you're not going to abuse the healed place like you did your old self. You're not going to withhold who you can be and continue to choose who you want to be in this new place. You won't be able to. You either do what needs to be done for your healing or you stay sick. The body already is a place of decay. You age, your immune system changes, your body changes. You can't eat what you used to eat. You can't watch what you used to watch. You can't do what you used to do. You can't go where you used to go. Why? Your life is going on. And without proper healing and a routine of life, like the diet and the exercise, and I'm just go a little bit deeper with me. It's not just physically, but also emotionally and also mentally and also spiritually. If you're not feeding yourself the right things, if you're not purposefully taking advantage of the day for your healing, you are still decaying. It's like when you want to lose weight. What do they talk about? Calories. Why? Because you got to burn more calories than you intake. You can't eat whatever you want to eat and lose weight. You got to change how you eat. Some of these things you can't eat anymore. And I love Burger King and White Castle. Can't eat them if I'm talking about shedding 10, 15 pounds. I can have a cheat day, right? We can do some things that balance our minds out so that we don't grow weary in a healing process 100%. You can still have fun and laugh and enjoy life, but not to your detriment. I can get a burger. Maybe I eat the burger at home though, so it don't have all that extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? I can still healthily enjoy life. Or does it have to be exactly how I want it to be in order for me to be healed? Right? I may need a painkiller, but maybe I just want an aspirin. Right? The doctor's telling me Vicodin, but I'm gonna just take an aspirin and be okay. I'm just using that as an example, right? The right person, the qualified person can tell you exactly what they need, and you can sit here and decide, nope, I'm gonna do something else. Whose fault is that? I'm gonna be done with this episode in a little bit. Whose fault is that when you deny the help? You refuse to listen. Whose fault is that if you want to hold a grudge, hold on to the hurt, and hold on to the pain of what's happened to you? It happened to you. It happened many years ago. It happened yesterday. That person has gone on doing what they do, or they might even be dead and gone. Because a lot of us hold things against people that are in the grave. Whose fault is all of this? Can you be mature enough and healed enough to realize the part you played in every single situation since you had a conscience? Or is that too much to ask? Maybe it's too much to ask. Maybe it is too much to ask. Maybe you should just stay where you are. Maybe this mountain you can't climb. Maybe this challenge you can't take on. You know what I'm saying? Does that sound like you're thriving? Or does it sound like you searching for scraps? Right? Are you talking about being the king of the jungle? Or are you just the jackals that come pick up the scraps? You just the vulture, just trying to make it to your next meal, just trying to make it to your next person, just trying to make it to your next drink, just trying to make it to your next high, right? Just trying to make it to your next love, just trying to make it to your next sex. Is that you? It's a hard hitting episode because I don't like the baggage thing no more. Because they made that's too easy. You're not leaving your baggage at the door. You didn't brought it in. You're unpacking in a new place. You bring all your old garbage to the new relationships. You bring your whole personality and your tendencies and your habits to the new job. What's the first thing they tell you when you get a new job? Forget everything you thought you know. You're about to know this. Now that I can get behind. Forget everything you thought you know. You're going to know this. We're going to teach you our way. And for a season, maybe you do need to sit down and shut up and learn something new about you. Maybe you do need to just say, okay, I'm going to listen. Because what I've been doing is wrong. And I think a lot of us aren't sick of ourselves yet to get to that point. Because I'm speaking from a point of, I'm 32. My life is nothing how I wanted it to be. It's not. I had these dreams and aspirations as a kid, and I'm nowhere near close to that. And a third of my life is gone potentially. But I only got a few choices. Do I sit here and sulk that yet another year of my life is gone and just go get another job and hope that that pans out? Watch this. Do I continually put my life in the hands of another person to take care of me and my future? Let's go a little bit deeper. Do I take my gift and talent and give it over to another man, even though it was God that gave it to me? Or do I decide to give it back to God, asking, now, what do you want me to do? How do you want me to do it? Put the words in my mouth. Get rid of these hard places. Get rid of these bad tendencies. Help me become a husband. Help me become a father. Help me become an entrepreneur. Help me maintain this voice. Help me with stewardship. Help. Now I want you to know something. You can't do nothing by yourself. I'm almost done. You can't do nothing by yourself. You're not even made to be alone. You got your family. You ain't doing nothing by yourself. Them people just gave you some money. You can't do nothing by yourself. You're not good. You're not fine. You're not okay. You need help. I need help. But look, from me to you, I'm sick of what's been going on with me. So I'm reaching out. I'm getting on my face. I'm getting in the car, no music. Lord, talk to me. Something. I gotta get more desperate. I gotta get more hungry. I gotta do something different because I've wasted these years of my life. And that doesn't mean you just accept everybody's help. That could be another episode where we talk about vetting, right? Making sure somebody is qualified and has some of these bare minimum characteristics that you're looking for to support you, that has a true heart, that has a good mind, that has pure intentions, right? That could be a different episode that we talk about. But it starts with you. You say you want to be healthy. Here you go. Here's a healthy person. How you going to help them? How you going to deal with them? You going to hurt them with your past? You going to bring your baggage over here? Right? I don't like that is a phrase. Don't be anybody's good first. That's not fair. But it's true. You don't know what you're doing the first good thing you ever get. You're used to doing whatever you want. You're used to doing whatever you want. Especially if nobody taught you how to handle things that are good. Right? If the people around you enabled your infectious behavior. Don't nobody know about healing. Don't nobody know. You know what I'm saying? Like if diabetes and high blood pressure runs through your family, guess what? Nobody knows how to eat right, so they can't help you. They don't know. They don't know about arugula, spinach, and kale, almonds. Right? They don't know about all these different foods that are available, easily available, to help you heal and to live a more enriched life in your body. They don't know how many sets you're supposed to do at the gym. They don't even know what the exercises are called. Right? Everybody just says treadmill and cardio. They don't even know that you can be in there for a half hour and get a whole day of a workout in. Right? A whole day's worth of progress in a half hour. Right? They haven't spent time exploring what it means to be healthy. So again, how are you going to get healed in a sickly place? Everybody else around you sick too. But it's a choice at the end of the day. It is a choice. It is 100% a choice. It is 100% a choice. And I'm a black and white type of person. I'm getting better at understanding some of these gray areas. But at the end of the day, it is a choice. There ain't too many things you can prove to me where I'm born this way. That sounds like giving your power over. Because it is. I know we may not like it, but you are giving your power. You just gave away your power to whatever sickness, disease, way of life that you live. That if there was a seed that you could do better or be better, you just threw it out. For what? Comfortability. You know how to be this person. You know how to be sick. You know how to smoke. You know how to drink. You know how to have a lot of sex with a lot of people. Sounds boring. Sounds like you don't even like it that much. Sounds like you're running from something. Sounds like you're trying to cope with something. Why? Because deep down you know you're sick. You know you're sick. You know you're sick. You know this is not right. How you've been living your life. And the first part of everything is acceptance. Looking at yourself, looking at the world around you, looking at your friends, looking at your family, looking at your past, and saying, this is not the life I was expected to live. This is not the life I dreamt for myself. I'm here to tell you too, that's not the life Christ wanted you to have. But it would have taken a lot of different choices by a lot of people for you to know that. But guess what? You're listening to me today. What are we going to do about it? About the life we've lived so far? How are we going to change that for the better? Who are we going to talk to? Who are we going to be with? You can't say you want a better life and you hang out with wrong people, because wrong people exist. Evil people exist. Sick people exist. That's what the hospital is for. That's what the clinic is for. That's what urgent care is for. I'm sick and I need help. Your first thing to do is to say, I'm sick and I need help. You need to tell your mama that, maybe your daddy, maybe your brother, sister, your cousin, nephew, niece, boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance, wife, husband, children. You might need to finally be honest that number one, I'm not okay. Number two, I don't know what I'm doing. Because what I've been doing landed me right here. And I'm upset with myself and I don't like myself. Sure, there are a few attributes that I don't want to go away because it's tied to my core identity, right? That's who I want to be. But my way of thinking, my way of handling people, my way of handling things, my way of dealing with people at the job, it's not working because I have what I have. Pain. You have pain, you have hurt, you have anguish, you have trauma, you have nightmares, you have blackouts, you have moments in your history that you're running away from. But you just sound like everybody else. I'm sick too. I've been running too. I recently gave up alcohol. And I told you, I'm a PK. I'm a pastor's kid. I'm 32. I was drinking for 10, 11 years. And if you're my friend, you know I don't want no beer. You said we drinking, let's get drunk. Let's do it. Let's take a shot right now. Give me the drink straight, just ice. Give me as little chaser as possible. I want to feel this pain of losing my father. I want to forget watching him leave my house on a stretcher, and that's the last time I saw him. I want to leave being cheated on and told about it to my face. I want to leave these different people that have mistreated me and hurt me, and I carried what they said in my ear, and I beat myself up for it, and I try to use it as motivation, but in reality, it's self-harm. I'm hurting myself because that's the feeling I'm most acquainted with is pain. Right? What are you doing that you can identify with? That's hurting the place you want to be at. 'Cause that's all I've ever done is get to a new place, bring my old self and hurt the new place. That's all I've ever done. That's why my resume looks how it looks. That's how my relationships have looked how it's looked. But I refuse to be with a new partner who's healing and can see me and be transparent with me and hold me accountable and want me to be better and want me to excel in life by bringing everything that I thought I learned, because we always experts. You can't tell me what to do. I've been living this life for however many years. I've been doing this for 50 years. I've been doing it right. So now all of a sudden the time invested means more than what you learned. Not realizing that we live in a day and age you can get the college course online on your phone. The amount of work that you had to put in don't exist no more. It's a lot less. And these new people, your family, your grandkids, they don't care about that. They don't care that you've been an alcoholic for 50, 60 years. Are you going to change or not? Are you going to be a place for me to feel safe or be healthy or not? And that's all we can really do at the end of the day. We can make a choice to strive to be healthy, to strive to get better, to strive to have that relationship that we want to have, to put down evil thoughts and evil imaginations, to get a grip on our own minds, talking about how it's going to fail, how it's not going to work. It's just going to happen again. This person's going to lie to me again. This person's going to hurt me. You're in a new place. Are they going to hurt you? Can you figure out the future 100% of the time? Can you tell somebody what to do and they do it all the time, right? Do you want a robot? Do you just want to mind control the world around you so that you can feel safe? That's not humanity, right? That's not the part that you have fun with, right? The adventure is the things that can happen and you have no control over it, right? So it's an adventure. You went to a place and something happened spontaneously outside of your control, right? You love the drama, but you also love the trauma. Those two are intertwined, right? The fighting, the cussing, the fussing, the holes in the wall, the drugs on the table, the alcohol in the fridge. You love the drama of the trauma. But trauma lands you in front of a medical professional sometimes where they looking at you like, now you tell me what happened to you, because this looks crazy. And that's all I'm doing in this podcast episode is telling you now you go in the mirror and tell yourself what's been going on, because your life up until this point is a little crazy. There's clothes everywhere. The dishes are everywhere. It's not clean in your house, right? The gas is always on E. You spending your money on the wrong thing. You don't have the fortitude to push, to sacrifice immediate gratification. You're not willing to sacrifice, to give up anything. You're hoarding pain and anguish. You don't want anybody to help you get rid of this. You can't do it by yourself. I want you to understand, hoarders are not just looking at the attachment of I need this stuff, I want this stuff. They're also battling, this is so much that I've done. I can never clean this place up. I don't even know where to start. And that's where I believe a lot of us are. Is I've done so much wrong in my life. I've caused so much pain. I've been attached to so much trauma and so much anguish and so much abuse. I've been abused and caused abuse. I don't even know where to start when it comes to healing. I don't even know where to start when it comes to bettering myself. I don't even know where to start in my mind in this evil, toxic, overthinking, negative, pessimistic mind. I don't even know where to start. You start with the world around you. Is there someone you know is pure? Is there someone you know that is willing to walk with you through this? Right? Can you tell your best friend right now what's wrong with you and they tell you, okay, no matter what, we are going to get through this? Can you tell your pastor what's going on and they say the same thing? It's okay, we're going to get through this. Can you tell your family? Can you tell your friends? If there is a person you can tell that you can text and call right now and say, I'm not okay and I need help and I don't even know what type of help that I need. I just know I need to say something or I lose my life. You need to make that call. You need to send that message. Right? If this is confirmation of what's been going on in your life, you might not have too many other shots. You might not have another relationship in you. You might not have tomorrow that you've been acting like it's promised because you've been taking it for granted. You may not have what you think you have, but you have a chance today. You have an opportunity today. You have a real chance today to get on your own knees alone without telling nobody in your secret place, wherever that may be, in a quiet place, and you initiate this conversation with the Savior. Because I'm not there. I'm just doing what he tell me to do. Okay. I still have my shortcomings. I still cuss sometimes. I still fuss sometimes. Have a cup of wine every now and again. I'm not perfect. But he's telling me to expose myself, make myself transparent, to encourage you. You can do anything you put your mind to because you got to be consistent. You got to be willing to receive help. You got to be able to take what all these people say with a grain of salt. And then you also have to accept what's real. If you are messed up, then you got to say, look, it is what it is. So what if you're a piece of garbage? We all are. We're all horrible individuals that have said things, done things that have created scars on another person. We have 100% done damage to our family, to our friends, to our old relationships. We've lied, we've cheated, we've got revenge. We've been vindictive. We've held grudges. We've done all these things that hurt ourselves and others. But what are we going to do about it? That's what my mom always say. Okay, cool. I heard you for the last hour, but what are you going to do about it? And it makes me pause because we're not identifying with the emotion of it anymore. What's the next step? Are you willing to even take a next step? Can you just one? Google it. You know what I'm saying? These steps get easier as time goes along, right? Can you Google how to eat right? Can you Google how to talk right? Can can you take 30 seconds and just tell God, I'm not okay. I'm just not okay. I need your help, right? Can you do that? If you can do that, then you got a real chance. One of my idols, in air quotes, uh, somebody whose life has motivated me a lot, is Kobe Bryant. And he said if he was a general manager of a team, right, if he was in charge of a team and he had to put a team together, he would only look for two things. Now, this is basketball. He said he would only look for two things. And the first thing is a hard work ethic, but the second thing is curiosity. Why is that? Because you're going to ask your own questions. You want to figure it out for yourself. You don't want to figure it out for your team. You don't care about winning no championship. You just need to, it's an itch in your own mind. It's going to keep you up at night. How you can get better, how you can win, how you can work on your weaknesses. You being curious is all it takes, and the hard work ethic. Now, once you know what you got to do, are you going to put the time in? Are you going to give yourself a real chance? Can you give yourself 90 days? I'm not saying 30 no more. Can you give this healed place 90 days? Right? Some of us are struggling with a new relationship. It's healthy. We don't necessarily know all the things that we can do well or bad. Can you give it 90 days? Can you give this new pastor 90 days? Can you give this new friend 90 days? Can you give anything? Your new diet 90 days? Can you give this exercise program that you found 90 days? Can you give this new therapist 90 days? Can you give it a real shot? Because we want things to turn around in a day. We want things to turn around in a week. We want things to be perfect in a month. The world does not work that way. Put in the comment section one plant that is full grown in one day or 1 week. You might see evidence of fruit. You might see growth. You might see a projection that you will get a full grown plant. But I don't know if there is one. And in the first day, in the first week, in the first 30 days, it's full grown. Now, if you name one and you want to use that to discredit everything you just heard, then by all means, do that. Because you're not even willing to give yourself 90 days. Are you willing to be pruned? Are you willing to be advised? Are you willing to listen to someone else's perspective that has to deal with you and your sickness and how you help them get sick and how they're fighting your sickness? Right now, they got to take extra steps to deal with your sickness. They got to mentally prepare to get on the phone with you. They got to mentally prepare to go out with you because you're going to be wild, but they see the good in you, right? We got all these issues. But are you willing to give yourself 90 days? That's the challenge of this episode right here. Are you willing to give it 90 days? And now I'll say it even better. Go in the mirror and give yourself 90 days. That's really all we're talking about is you, right? At the beginning, baggage is you. Are you willing to go in the mirror and say, I give you 90 days to turn it around? You give that new job 90 days. Can you give that new person that seems too good to be true 90 days? Because there's ups and downs, right? Now that fortitude, that hard-headedness that you have, that hyper independence, that stubbornness that makes you push through everything, you can use that you can use that energy towards this new thing. Are you going to be headstrong about your new body, about your new mind, your new heart, your new person, your new relationship, your new family, your new friends? I'm saying new because when the change starts in you, it's going to start in them too. When people see people change, it encourages them. For someone that was an alcoholic for almost a straight decade, I don't want to drink. But that didn't even start with me. That started with my best friend. He didn't like where his mind was going when he was drinking. And we were always willing to deal with him and his issues because that's our boy. We love him. We're not going to let him drown. But he got sick of himself. He started telling us, I'm not doing it. I'm not drinking. I'm cool. I don't like where it takes me. I don't want to. That encouraged me. And I'm the pastor's kid. I didn't travel the country for ministry and music, right? I didn't read my Bible. I didn't ministered. I didn't preached. I didn't did so many spiritual things and I'm still having my struggles. But what encouraged me was him. He hasn't done all that work that I did. He hasn't done what I've done. He hasn't gone where I've gone. But he encouraged me because if he can do it now, okay, there's got to be a sign. I need to chill out. If he's chilling out, okay. It planted a seed. It made me put the bottle down. And then in those times where I would be triggered and angry to pick it back up, guess what? It never went well. The hunger is not there. The thirst is not there. I don't like the side effects no more. What it does to my mind, what it does to my heart, what it makes me say to people that I love, the physical side effects, feeling like I lost, like I gave my years away, that my life force is gone, my bones are achy. Can you give yourself 90 days? Can you give this new person that you love 90 days? Can you give this diet you looked up 90 days? Can you give this exercise program 90 days? Can you give that new church that you like 90 days? And can you stick through it all the way to the 90 days? Right? Because you're going to get frustrated. As soon as you're done listening to this episode, you're going to have a problem with the person, place, or thing that you're trying to heal in. It's going to hurt. You're not going to like it. But can the goal of your healing be willing to sacrifice the immediate gratification of what you think healing is? Because healing is a lifestyle. It's not a shot and your pain goes away. That's what we've been dealing with our whole life. I want you to understand that the medical field is an industry. They're not interested in making you cured. They're only interested in making sure your symptoms go away. You're just not showing it no more. That's all I'm seeing is a bunch of numb people that are still sick, that are hooked on painkillers, whether that painkiller be sex, drugs, alcohol, etc., etc. I'm just watching a lot of people who are numb, coping, just go through life, deal with pain and anguish on the daily and drink it away, smoke it away, have sex with it, all that stuff. But can you give it 90 days? Can you commit to 90 days? And I think you'd be in a better place if you did. I know I'm going to be in a better place. I got through my first 30. It was not easy. It felt like I was shedding my old skin aggressively, like I was physically peeling my skin off. But I gave me 32 years. You know what I'm saying? Like I gave myself 32 years. I turned out like this. I hated who I was. I don't like the results that I got. I didn't like certain people in my group. So I gave the right people their time. I'm giving the right person in my life right now. In my romantic life, I'm giving her the time that I gave everybody else, gave everything else. You know what I'm saying? It's only fair that if I spent all those years hurting myself, giving myself to the wrong people, places, and things, that this new place, that this new adventure, this new endeavor, right? Creating a podcast, this new journey that I'm with God, this new relationship that I'm in with her, get the same amount of time, at least 10 years. Because that's what I did. I gave 10 years to the wrong people, place, and things. I gave 10 years to drugs. I gave 10 years to alcohol. I gave 10 years to women and then the wrong person. I gave it the time. I was patient in that, right? I was forgiving over there. I was trusting over there. I gave the benefit of the doubt all the time over there. But because this one challenges me a little bit different, because this one rubs me the wrong way, it ruffles my feathers, it makes me change how I act, it makes me change what I do for the better, that I don't give it the same time. I'm only telling y'all 90 days, but I have to give this dream of this podcast and social media and content 10 years. I have to. I gave the wrong thing 10 years. But I'm not asking you to do that. I'm asking you to give it 90 days so that you can just see growth, right? You got to see the seed germinate and take root. You got to see the sprout come out of the ground. You got to see it flower. You got to see the fruit, because that's going to encourage you to keep going. But right now, you haven't planted the seed yet. So don't freak out. It's just planting, right? We're so used to going to Menards or these different places and just buying the plant, slapping it in our pot, and being, we don't even know the growing process anymore. You have to plant a seed of hope, of love, of grace, of forgiveness, of patience, of long suffering, of joy, of strength. You got to plant a seed. You got to water it every day. You got to give it sunlight. And you got to know that that seed is going to break open and take root, and it's going to go down, so that these core values, that these new tendencies, these new habits really set in and it sits in. And then you start to sprout up because you're consistent. Now you eat right every day. Now you pray every day. Now you go to the gym every day. Now you're taking care of your body. You're letting bad people go. You're letting toxic people go. You're letting toxic jobs go. You're moving on to the next thing. You're stepping out on faith in your dream and your goal. You're doing what it takes. You're seeing the progress. And mentally, it's going to keep you in the fight because you can see it, right? Your relationships grows. You have more intimacy than you've ever had. You feel safer than you've ever felt. Guess what? That's the bare minimum. Those micro moments where the plant is sprout, you can see the green about this much. That's the very beginning. And if we can keep at it, it'll grow. It'll grow and you'll bear fruit. You'll feel the value that you believe you have right now. You'll see it in real time. It won't just be in your bank account, it'll be in your family, be in your friends, and you'll have new challenges to take on, but you'll feel stronger. Can you give it 90 days? Because I know what I see. I don't see baggage. I see a patient that has to decide when they want to leave the hospital and stay healed. I just see somebody who's sick, that's desperate to be healed, but they need to know it's just a lifestyle change. To be healed is a lifestyle. It is not just a cycle of being sick, going to the hospital, getting a drug, and going out there and saying, I don't feel my sickness no more, so I must be okay. And then the cycle repeats where, oh, guess the sickness came back. There you go. That's not healed. Healing is a lifestyle change. Can you do that? I challenge you. If you can do that, write that down. Put it somewhere you can see it every day. Remind yourself every day. It's going to be a fight for your life. That's what it's going to feel like. But that's okay. You're not weak. You're strong enough to endure all that you endured. You were strong enough going through all those creepy places with the men and women. You were strong enough to keep waking up after that alcohol and keep drinking. You were strong enough to stay in relationships where you were being abused. I think you're strong enough to go through this. This is just a little bit different, but I think you can figure it out. My name's Ken. This is the I Know What I See podcast. Thank you for listening to the pilot episode number 1, where you're not sick. You're just somebody who hasn't healed yet. And if you need to accept where you are in order to get where you are, that's okay. If you in the ditch, okay, call 911. Let the help get you out of that ditch. So I hope something I said today was worthwhile to you. I hope you took something away that you can keep. And I hope you give yourself a chance. I hope you give yourself 90 days. I will see y'all in the next episode. That's probably next week or something like that.